everybody, welcome to the start of a new vlog. Andrew and I are on the road this morning. We're heading to the Philadelphia suburbs area because we're going to take a look at a property that could be the dream property for the dream house. For those of you who are new here or don't know from watching previous videos where I've talked about it, New York City is a place where we live for now. I've lived here for over 10 years. Andrew's lived here for a long time as well. But it's not going to be like our forever place. We definitely want more space. We want to have eventually a bigger house and more land. The land is really the aspect of it because, as you guys probably know, I love gardening, and Andrew also really enjoys like wood shop and just things that take more space than what we have. Our kind of like area of focus, we're not like super particular about which place, like which town we want to live. We just know that we want it to be kind of close to Philadelphia and New York City, Philadelphia especially. So we're just looking at the suburbs as close to Philly as we can get would be ideal. So today we're looking at a piece of land. I forget actually, do you remember how many acres it has? Was it four? Yeah. A 4-acre piece of land because we do know for sure that we want to build. I've also discussed that in a previous vlog. I'll try to link below the ones where we talked about it. And luckily we both have a lot of the skill sets required for that. So yeah, we're really excited. I'll show you the land when we get there. Hopefully it will have some potential. I think like when it comes to what kind of land we want, we know we definitely we wouldn't even consider something below 2 acres, which is why we have to look in the suburbs areas, but ideally minimum like somewhere in the 3 to 5 range would be ideal. I think Andrew would take more if that was an option, but definitely like something in the 3 to 5, no less than 2. And then I would love ideally if it had some woods on the property, but it can't be completely wooded because obviously we want to build the house. And yes, I know we could clear the land, but for anybody who doesn't know, like when you clear land, a lot of times they just leave a bunch of stumps in there. And so for me to be able to garden on it would take several years of like the stumps being ground, them breaking down into the ground. It would just take so much longer if it was a completely wooded property to actually be able to do the things that we want to do on it. So yeah, so partially wooded would be great, but we do need some of it to be cleared. And then another top like feature I guess that we're looking for is, although we would love for some of it to be leveled out because that would be nice for building the actual house on, I think we would both prefer something that did have some like slope to it, not like a huge drop off, but something with like a hill or hilliness to it just for like a view. But that's not like a must have, it's more like a nice to have. So anything else you would add?
Definitely no HOA.
Oh yeah, no HOA. Green features are a really big passion of Andrew's. It always has been, which is one of the main reasons why we want to build, because retrofitting that is harder as opposed to just kind of like integrating the green energy features as you're building it. So harnessing solar power.
Yeah, you know, like a big part of green design is like how you orient the house towards the sun and how you like take advantage of a natural landscape and you know, passive heating and cooling. And it's like that's pretty much impossible to do with a house built in the last 200 years.
Yeah. Yep. So while Andrew considers all of the green features, which obviously as a very eco-conscious person, although I don't talk about it much on the channel, it's important to me too, but it's like very much a part of the ethos of Andrew's like design work. I feel like you were always very drawn to that sort of stuff in school. So while he considers all of the eco-friendliness of the house, I'm doing my best to wreck all of that by picking features like a double height living room that I really want, which makes it very expensive and possibly wasteful to heat and cool. But we're trying, it's a compromise, as we know.
We'll figure out a way to.
Yeah, I know, you're brilliant. You'll come up with something to do that in a more eco-friendly
we'll have
way.
Like a chimney here or something.
But yeah, so that's the plan in a nutshell. We're headed to Philly suburbs now, and I'll show you when we get there. just pulled up. Looks like there's trees along the front. There's a open clearing back there. We literally just got here. So we're getting ready to go take a look. I love all the trees back here. Okay, so the initial part that we just walked through, it was cleared, is up and around over there. And then back on this side, we have very heavily wooded area, and there's like a little creek down over there, and then our property would keep going back that direction. Almost more of the property is situated on this side with all of the woods. The smaller portion of theirs is the only part that's cleared. I'm thinking, tell me if you agree, that it's a little too much that's wooded right now. Like, there's a steep drop off by the creek, so we'd have to figure out, like, build some sort of bridge or way to get back there, and then how do we make this usable? That's a lot of trees that we'd be taking out. I don't know.
I think you would just like leave that chunk of the property undeveloped, but you know, that kind of stinks if, well, I don't know, there are pros and cons.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't leave a whole lot of like usable space for house and garden. From this vantage point, I really like it. This is the quote cleared area. The road is over there. I'm just not sure with the size of like the garden that I want. I don't think you guys understand the plant list that I have is like so insane. I want like a garden that could be visitable by people of the town, like on that kind of level, which I know sounds crazy. But with the kind of like scale of the garden I want, I just don't know if this is the right property. I feel like I would feel guilty taking down so many trees in order to make it work, because currently the part I'm in, as you can see, is pretty shaded. The trees are making a lot of shade. They're very mature. So I just don't know if like this space that's cleared is enough space to do what we would want or need to do. Maybe it is, I don't know. We'll walk around, take a little look, but it's very serene, very beautiful. The sounds, can you hear all of like the birds? It's so nice and calming. I could picture a pool back here too. It would be incredible, really. We shouldn't even be coming here right now. We're on land property number 2.
We're not trespassing.
No, we're not trespassing.
I mean,
but we shouldn't be here because our heart wants this one. You'll see it in a second. But it's got some issues with the land. It's got a really high water table on it, which I had to do research to know what that meant, so I'll explain briefly to you. Basically, if you dig into the soil, the natural levels of the water are really, really high. So if you want to do something like a basement, so if we want to do a basement, we want to do a pool, if you want to garden, things like this are going to be much more challenging, nigh impossible sometimes with land on a high water table.
Impossible if you have the money.
It was impossible enough that a developer that had the land has decided to sell it because they won't make a profit off of it.
Yeah, but we're not doing this to make a profit.
I know, but it's got hills, it's got trees, it's open, it's like 7.2 acres, I want to say. The land is incredible. It's beautiful. Just wait. So all of this, then there's this little tree area, and then we'll walk to the top of this hill here. Very Sound of Music-esque out here. And then up at the top, so the land goes all the way back there, includes that beautiful tree right there, over there, all over here. It's honestly just breathtakingly beautiful. I can't get over it. But the challenges of the land seem so insurmountable. I don't know. We were hoping, there's some neighbors that live over there, we were hoping that they were going to be outside, and they were. So we talked to them for a little bit to see if they have had any issues at their house with like dampness and water and stuff like that. They said they haven't, but they told us a lot of stories about other people who have tried to come look at this land, have done soil tests and walked away. So yeah, we shouldn't be here. we shouldn't be here right now because we're just falling in love with something we can't have. But isn't it perfect? It's not perfect, but isn't it perfect?
It looks perfect.
So stunning. Like the views when we get up to the top of the hill, looking down over the property. Who wouldn't want to live here? You just know when you know, like we get the feeling when we're at this property. So I think what we're gonna do is give the engineer a call, which is the person who alerted us in the first place about the water table and the issues. So Andrew's gonna give them a call and see what we can find out about potentially like positioning the house on the land in an area that is maybe a little less optimal than we would want, but still worth it in order to have this property. Because like, how could you say no to this, right? You can't say no. We've just thought about it ever since we first saw it, like what, a year ago?
Yeah, almost.
And yeah, we really love it. And it has such a great little like entrance too, like on the part, like a long driveway. So we could plant like some amazing trees like along each side. I mean, there is trees, but I don't know, something in like a very French or Italian style. That'd be cool. Send us your good vibes, guys. Send us your good vibes. I don't know what vibes you can send because you can't change what the land is, but send us your good vibes that there is a solution to this problem. There probably is, it's just a prohibitively expensive one.
76 East exit, then use the left 2 lanes to take the ramp I-76 East.
So we've arrived in Philadelphia and we're just gonna have like a little fun day here today. The first stop that I want to go to, because it's been so long since we've been here, is the Shifuso, which is a traditional Japanese house. Really cool. I remember the first memory, like the lasting memory of coming here is the flooring in the house is made from like a special wood and it's so soft underfoot, but you can still feel the grain of the wood too. It's incredible. Yeah. So yeah, let's go inside.
It's like silk.
Yeah, it's just like walking on this is like a whole other experience. It's so soft, but like you can feel the grain. It's incredible.
I wonder how much of that is natural and how much is like, aware that it gets from
now that we finished up at the Shifuso, we're going to our dinner destination. We made it back home. It's a delicious dinner. Had a great time looking at those properties. And right now I'm getting ready to make some iced tea. So I recently bought this on Amazon. It's a tea bloom cypress tea maker. It can also make cold brew apparently, but I don't really like hot drinks. I love cold drinks though, and so I've been drinking a lot of cold passion fruit tea lately. It's been really delicious, so I thought I would give this like carafe style a try to like make my own with tea bags, especially with my favorite, which is now out of stock forever because they don't make it anymore. So it's precious stock of Tazo Berry Blossom White. So I'm gonna make my first one with this Tazo Berry Blossom White. I'm really excited to try it out. I'll leave the carafe linked below if you're interested, but yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Hello everybody. Right now, as you can see, I'm in my bedroom, and that's because I need access to my closet. As you may or may not have seen, recently I made the decision to download a wardrobe app. I was going between this one called Index and Wearin, W-H-E-R-I-N. Wearin is the one I chose. I'll talk to you more about why in a second, but basically it's an app where you can add images of items in your wardrobe and kind of mix and match them to create new outfits. Lately I've been feeling like I just wear the same things from my closet over and over and over, and I have a lot of clothes because of my hobby, and I don't necessarily know how to like pair everything together because I can't see everything in my wardrobe. So I live in New York, the closets are small. I'm blessed to have closets at all, and Andrew gives me basically all of the closet space that we have in the bedroom, which is very generous of him. But if I can't see it, I don't think to wear it. And the closets are like built in such a way where they like, you like look at them but they go into the side like behind the wall. Anyway, you don't need all this detail, but I can't see all the things that are in my closet. So if I can't see it, I forget that I have it a lot of time, which is a shame because I want to wear the stuff that I make. So I thought I would download this like wardrobe app to add everything in and be able to like visually make combinations, and it'll make like collages and stuff for you. I'm really excited about what I've seen so far, and it'll even like make suggestions for outfit pairings, which is kind of cool too. I'm really excited to have it. I just am a little bit daunted by the amount of time it takes to add things to it. And it makes it really easy for you. Like for example, you could also add things via the web, so it's connected to Google and you can like search for an image of the thing. Like for example, if it's not something you've made, like some pieces of my wardrobe obviously are, then you can find an image or something similar on Google and add it in that way. So it's a really nice app. I really like the way that it's set up, but because I have so many clothes, it is a daunting task to try to add them all. I made the decision that I wasn't going to try to add everything at once because that would, yeah, just get a little too overwhelming. So day by day, like little by little, every day I add just a few things to it. Like I try to add maybe 10 pieces at a time, which sounds like I would be done with it quickly enough. But when you consider, you know, shoes, bags, yeah, all accessories and stuff like that too, it definitely takes some time. So that's what I'm doing right now. Excuse me, cutie. Excuse me. No, I need that. Hello, everybody. It is a few days later. It's the afternoon right now, and I've just been in back-to-back meetings all day at work today. This is going to be a very busy summer. But I wanted to check in because I haven't talked to you guys in a few days. So it's Me Made May, in case you haven't heard, or if you don't have Instagram. It's kind of a personal style challenge, I guess you could say, or project where you try to wear as many of your me-made clothes as you can throughout the month of May, and just kind of make note like what you gravitate toward, what you feel like you're missing from your wardrobe. It's also kind of like a photo style challenge, although the creators of Me Made May don't see it that way, but it is hard to post photos every day of your outfits. Not that you're required to post, but some people want to. But anyway, so today I'm wearing my Anna Allen Helene jeans, and I'm wearing my Elba Textiles Wayland tank. So yeah, just thought I would share my little outfit of the day. And while we're here, I keep talking to you guys about Glamnetics, but then not showing you. So these, I have to bring you over here so you can see them better, but these are like, got these cat eye, so it's kind of hard for it to focus, but I am just like in love with Glamnetic Nails right now. They just make my nails look so pretty, and their short oval and short round options are perfect for the corporate girlies like myself, because I can type all day on them and it's fine. It doesn't like hinder my ability to type. Thought I would show them to you. I'll leave them linked down below. They have so many styles and colors and lengths, and they're so cool. They're like my new obsession, because now I can have nice nails. If you don't know, I'm an absolutely atrocious nail biter, so this just gives me an option to have pretty nails. So thought I would share that with you. And then another exciting thing I wanted to show you is I recently purchased a new vintage pattern. I've really gotten into buying vintage patterns lately, and don't worry, I know I cut my patterns, but I would not cut these. I would definitely trace these, but this one is Vogue, Donna Karan for Vogue 1961, and really I bought it for this one right here, which Frida is also trying to help me show you. Look at that. Is that not like the epitome of interesting knits top? I will definitely be making that this coming fall and winter. Okay, Frida, come here, come here. Isn't she just so beautiful? It's perfect. Yeah. And then the other exciting development is not only have I started cutting out my new quilt project, but I'm also made serious headway. I have only 2 colors left of my accent colors to cut out. I've cut out all the other ones and put them into this bag, because that's like the concept really, is that you're supposed to take all of your accent colors, put them in a bag, shake them all up, and then randomly draw them out to make like the tiles of the tiny tile quilt. Here's a picture if you haven't seen the quilt I am now embarking on. I told myself long ago that I would never do a 2-inch square quilt ever again. And look where we are now, cutting out 2-inch squares. But you know, the progress is being made. It's really not so horrible. Like I said, I just have these 2 colors left, and then I need to cut out all of the main tiles. But luckily those are all 5 inches by 5 inches, so hopefully that won't take too long, although there are a lot to cut out. So yeah, but anyway, it's going well. I've started cutting that out. I can't wait to start sewing on it. I'm so ready to just start sewing, because as you guys know, I hate the cutting out process. I just want to get to the sewing. In case you haven't seen the color palette yet, here it is. I have 7 accent colors. These 2 look very similar in camera, and they also look pretty similar in person too, but I just love them both, so I decided to get them both. But this one's more like a purpley cranberry, and then this one's more like a reddish cranberry. And then I have this kind of like toffee color, this sagey green color, which leans a little bit more like on the cool side, but I like it. This one, it's like a bottle green color. I should have put this all on a white background, because then the colors would be more accurate, but this one, which is kind of like a chestnut color, and then this one's like my favorite one. Like these and these are my favorite colors in here, but this beautiful like chartreusey green. The only thing I will say is that this one, it worked out. This is an like some sort of like upholstery fabric. It doesn't shed, but this one does. And the idea is that you're supposed to cut all your squares, put them into the bag and shake it up. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with this fabric. I'm going to have to put this one in its own bag. Otherwise, I'm going to get all these little bits. They're already on this one, but I'm going to get all of these like bits onto the other fabrics, and I really don't want to do that. It won't be an issue once it's sewn up, of course, but all of the raw edges are fraying. So that's kind of a bummer, but worth it, because I loved this color so much, and I couldn't find anything even remotely similar to it when I was looking at Joann. And then the plan for the background color is to use a muslin, actually. It's like a cream colored muslin. It's not scratchy like some muslins can be. It's really, really soft, and Joann had enough of it when I was there for me to go ahead and purchase for all of it, and that wasn't the case for some colors that I was considering. So yeah, I really like it. In hindsight, I wish I'd picked something that was a little bit more creamy. Like, it's a creamy white, but it is on the lighter side, and I wish I went for something that was slightly more cream, like parchment almost. Because this is going to be a quilt that goes in our bed and the cats are on it constantly, and I know from experience with our current white comforter that cat hairs just get on it constantly, so that's probably going to happen with this one, but it is what it is. When I was looking at images of the tiny tile quilts that were on Instagram, my favorite ones were always the ones that had the light, like white cream color backgrounds. So I definitely wanted to go for something in that territory, but I could have tried to find something that was a little bit more, yeah, like parchment, like, I guess a little bit darker, but I digress. It'll be fine. It'll look great. That is it for this vlog. It was a bit of everything in this one, and on that theme, it's been so long since I've shown you the garden. I want to do just like a little mini garden tour before I leave you, but I'm going to make it like a little bit of a silent one. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one, and keep watching if you want to see some garden clips from the Black House garden, which is the garden that's at my actual residence. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.